My name is Ann McGovern from the Massachusetts Department of Environmental Protection, sponsor of the School Green Team Environmental Club.
Before you start composting, go over the principles of composting with your students. You may wish to use the composting lesson plan available on the Green Team website. You may wish to make handouts for the students using Composting is Easy on one side and the food web of the compost pile on the other. These two contain most of the information one needs to compost successfully. The bin should be set up on a level spot in a convenient location, close to a source of water and where the bin will be needed, such as near a garden. Shade is preferable to full sun, but either will work. Make sure you receive approval for your composting program from your school principal. You'll want to have enough materials on hand to fill your compost bin up at least halfway to make it stable and to get the composting process going. Don't leave your bin less than half full or it could blow away. Since the floor of your bin is up off the ground, it is a sterile environment. You will want to recreate a soil environment by adding soil or finished compost to your bin first. Finished compost is a great inoculant. Use that if you have it. If there are earthworms in your soil, add those to the compost bin also, since they are a big help with the composting process. Divide the students into teams of 2 or 3. Have teams line up where they can see the bin. Each team takes a turn adding a layer of material to the bin, then goes to the end of the line. Students continue taking turns, rotating in line until the bin is full. Ask each new team what should be added next: soil, browns, greens, water, finished compost to seed the pile with organisms. Add alternating layers of brown and green materials in the bin in 2 to 8 inch layers. Sprinkle soil or finished compost between the layers. Whether you compost garden waste only or choose to add vegetative scraps, the basic process is similar. Leaves and garden waste may be composted alone, but food scraps and other greens should not be composted alone. Compost food scraps in alternating layers with browns, such as leaves or hay, in a ratio of 3 parts browns to 1 part greens. Dampen leaves and other material with a garden hose as you add them, if they are dry. They should feel like a damp sponge. A hoe is very useful for stirring leaves in the bin while dampening. Continue adding materials until the bin is full. Finish by sprinkling with a bucket of active compost over the pile. Tell students these decomposers will multiply over time and decompose everything they've just put in their bin. You can use your compost bin for leaves and garden waste only, or you can use it for vegetative scraps, such as fruit and vegetable materials from the cafeteria. To use the finished compost, mix equal parts compost, soil, and sand for a potting soil mix. Or apply a layer about 3 inches deep to soil and mix it in with the top 4 inches of soil about a month before planting time. Or add a handful of compost to each hole when planting. To harvest the compost, push aside the unfinished material on the top and dig out finished compost from one section of the bin at a time. This is an easy way to remove what you need while leaving the rest to continue breaking down.